Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. I'm Shannon Sommerville here with Tyler Wiemann on this Tuesday, September 6th. We hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. Tyler, did you have a good weekend?
I did.
Chilling out.
And it's nice to be back.
And we've got football this week.
Yep. Big, exciting week here.
Had a big weekend of the Georgia Bulldogs just absolutely dominating in college football. Love to see that. So
sorry to you Oregon fans out there.
Yeah,
that was a beating.
Oregon fans.
That was a beating. I don't know if your team should be ranked 11th. Either that or was Georgia really that good?
Hard to say. Well, we will play in 2 weeks. We're playing South Carolina.
Oh, boy.
So the Sir Big Spur, we're taking him on. Uga's going to take on Sir Big Spur. Uga, the much better mascot than Sir Big Spur.
Oh, ouch.
So
those are fighting words.
And
you just had a national story about the Gamecocks mascot.
Changing their name.
And you are coming out
Uga's
saying yours is better, huh?
I'm just saying, you know. Mm-hmm. What a cute little bulldog just hangs out.
And between you and Ryan, I am Switzerland in that
What do you mean you're Switzerland? You're not going to go with your co-host?
I'm not getting between you two.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
You can fight this out. I'm going to sit there and watch. I wish Ryan was on the other side of the country because I would love to just be a fly on the wall watching you two go at it watching the game.
I couldn't watch with a South Carolina fan. You know this of me. I get way too emotionally invested in my sports teams. Man. Speaking of emotionally invested, let's get to today's slate. It's 12 games on deck for today, so that's exciting. We've also got some storylines to get to. Judge hit home run number 54.
Yeah, he did.
He's on pace for 65.
Yeah.
One homer every 2.5 games. That 61's coming up quick.
It is. He's got to keep
exciting.
To it.
Just about the only thing that's exciting about the Yankees offense these days is just Aaron Judge, who is basically just putting the team in his little backpack, sealing it up, and just saying, okay, let's go. Put on the backpack. Team, I got you. And
it's going to be a wild ride to
got
the
out
end.
of the weekend.
It's going to be a wild ride to the
games.
end.
Yeah. I was having a bit of a meltdown over the weekend over just how badly they've been playing. I mean, it's been abysmal.
Hey, at least they might have the night off tonight.
They might. When I looked at that and the weather report for today and saw that the Yankees might get postponed, I was like, you know what? I'm one less stress in my life. Ohtani hit number 31 and 32 over the weekend, the second most in the AL behind Judge. That's how dominant Judge has been. He has 54. The next guy, 32.
Yeah.
Trout's also hit his 30th, which is crazy considering he was out for so long. The Braves are on a 5-game win streak, now only just one game behind the Mets, and this is the
storyline.
Right?
This is crazy.
This is funny to me looking back now because I remember bringing it up at the time how Spencer Strider had been like, we'll see where we're at the fall when the games are, more meaningful. And he was kind of saying, taking shots at the Mets, basically saying they're getting a little lucky with their hits.
Mets
we'll see
fans
you guys
are
in
getting
September.
a little scared now. Even more so than your Yankees.
No one is more scared than me and my Yankees right now.
You guys,
especially when we play in the AL East.
Yeah, you guys still have a little bit of a lead, though. The Mets.
It can go pretty quickly.
Hey,
it's been
Phillies,
downhill.
Mets, and Braves are all pretty solid.
15.5 to 5 real quick.
Mets have too, pretty much.
Wow. New York teams just not doing it.
Yeah.
How about Bo Bichette, though? Hitting 545, 565, 1182. That's his slash line in September with 4 home runs.
That is one solid week. He did have 3 home runs in one game, though. So.
Yeah, and it's only 6 days into September. Yep. Nonetheless, having a great month. Some other notes for today. As I mentioned, that game in the Bronx, it's an ugly day with widespread rain. Could be a PPD. We're actually leaning that way, I think, in terms of what our prediction is there. So keep an eye on it. Toronto at Baltimore, there's also a 40% chance of rain there. Another one to keep an eye on. Now, some interesting weather conditions at Wrigley Field. We always take a closer look at that one. The winds are blowing in slightly, 5 miles an hour. Anytime the wind's blowing in at all, it's a bit of a pitcher's bump. However, warm temperatures might kind of negate any effect whatsoever.
I would say we don't have a huge, push from weather either way.
Milwaukee at Colorado. Got a bump here. It is hot. I have in my notes hot AF. 91 degrees at Coors Field. So you've got Coors Field anytime temperatures are warm. Anytime at Coors Field, period. And then you've got add the warm temperatures. Basically, that's going to be the trend today is in the West. We're having a heat wave. So great hitting weather out here, including at Angel Stadium, where it's 88 degrees, solid hitting weather, and also at the Dodgers, where it's 85 degrees. We've got a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out there. So those West Coast games, we're going to see the temperatures up and some good hitting weather. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. I'll tell you what, we've got some great content coming your way this week. Football season's here, so we've got you covered with all of your daily fantasy analysis plus prop betting. We'll have some shows coming out later today with prop bets for Underdog and PrizePicks, so you'll have to stay tuned to that. So make sure you are subscribed so that you automatically know when we're coming up. Sign up for the notifications. And
that's what I was going to say. You might even want to do something crazy, like hit that notification.
And we're really excited about it. LineStar app, I do have to note this. You have, what's the countdown on the time you can get that price locked in at $19.99?
It is 1 day and 15 hours.
Clock is ticking, folks, for you to take advantage of the $19.99 a month subscription to LineStar. Make sure you lock that in now. Prices will go up for football season in a day and 15 hours, so make sure you lock that in now. LineStarApp.com. The link is below to that. So check that out. Just some housekeeping items before we get to today's daily fantasy of the day. We'll start off with our chalk report and talk about some high-owned pitchers on the slate for today. The Colt train is on the track today.
I mean, he might not be with the weather. He might
not be, though, with the weather. Yeah, true. Going up against the Twins, 41.6% ownership on DraftKings and 29% on FanDuel. I didn't realize Garrett Cole leads Major League Baseball in strikeouts.
He's got some
I knew he had strikeouts, but I looked at it and I'm like, he's leading the league in strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, that is why his price stays so high. Right. Is just his strikeout upside keeps it that high. Now, with these ownership projections, again, ownership is going to change drastically throughout the day because Cole is a high-owned pitcher right now. May not be that way with the weather risk throughout the day, so make sure you stay attuned to what the weather is doing for this game. Last time out versus Minnesota, Minnesota actually crushed Cole. However, they do have a really good track record. Cole does have a really good track record versus Minnesota. He has a huge upside, so I do like the matchup, and I think he'll be fine if the game plays. I don't mind going there, but it's a big if.
And the Twins have been below average in hitting since the All-Star break. They haven't been that scary.
Yeah, and offense. With Cole's upside, as far as in the K department, you got to kind of like him. He is expensive, though.
How about Guardians righty Shane Bieber going up against the Royals today at Kauffman Stadium? 33% owned on DraftKings, 30% on FanDuel. He's got a 3.06 ERA, 2.34 opponent average. Solid numbers across the board. And last game, 11, count 'em, strikeouts against Baltimore. Although he did give up 3 home runs in that game, but he was punching people out left and right.
Yeah, that K upside that you were missing the start of the season is definitely there right now. He's pitching great. It is versus that KC offense that's meh, and they strike out 24%. The BVP numbers and 54 plate attempts, they're hitting 224 with a 33% K rate versus Bieber. So I really do like Bieber today. We have a 5-star alert rating on him, and I think he's a good spot.
Good day for Bieber fever.
Yeah, just know that the ownership here is probably going to go up as Cole comes down.
Yeah.
So,
How about Astros lefty Framber Valdez going up against the Rangers today? 27% owned on DraftKings, 23% on FanDuel. Another guy with some pretty insane numbers, 2.63 ERA, 2.14 opponent average. He's had 8 strikeouts in 3 of the last 4 games. Last game versus the Rangers gave up 2 earned runs in 8 innings pitched with 8 strikeouts. So the last game he played was against the Rangers. So historically, he's done well against them and in a good spot today.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been great. 3.13 FIP over his last 20. Plus, he's been hyper efficient. He has, in his last 5 games, he's gone at least 6.1 innings, and he's got up to as far as 8 innings completed. So he's been really good. As you talked about, his K numbers have been there. We have a 4-star alert rating on him. I think he's in a great spot.
Man, that Astros rotation, every time we bring up a guy that's pitching for the Astros, it just seems like, every day. They're very good.
It'll be interesting to see if we can get a Astros-Dodgers World Series.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of
we would both hate that.
Oh, it would be
that would be the worst. But
we want to see them play each other.
But
who do you think would win that?
Both teams are extremely good. Might go for the Astros.
I think the Astros would win
that. Yeah. I like their pitching a little bit better.
Let's talk about the low-owned pitchers for today. First guy we're going to talk about is Braves righty Kyle Wright at the A's today. 11% owned on DraftKings, 2% on FanDuel. So some low ownership numbers for Wright, 2.85 ERA and 2.29 opponent average. But his numbers are definitely there. He hasn't given up a run the last 2 games. That was against the Rockies and the Pirates. Now, he does have that high strikeout ability. It's there. Today facing a team with the 23rd lowest slugging percentage since the All-Star break. So the A's don't quite have the pop, and Wright is in a decent spot. I'm a little surprised ownership's not a little higher here.
With the whole Cole situation, I would expect it to come up. I still think he will be on the lower side, but he's been in great form lately. Over the last 2 games, 14 Ks and 14 innings, 0 earned runs. So you got to like that nice no-run streak he's got going. And now he gets the Oakland offense in Oakland, which is a very pitcher-friendly park. 5-star alert rating, 24% combined K rate. I like Wright a lot.
How about Merrill Kelly? He's at your Padres today. Just 2% on both DraftKings and FanDuel. 2.84 ERA, 2.22 opponent average. Merrill Kelly's been awesome. Last game he held the Brewers to just 4 hits and 7 scoreless frames with 7 strikeouts. He's been great. Meanwhile, the Padres, meh offense. Sorry about it.
God, you're so mean.
I'm just objective.
So mean.
That's what
like
you get.
The Yankees offense has been that great.
That's what you get for playing the whole neutral card on the Bulldogs.
I love it. Kelly's just been way too good lately, and I got to kind of stick with a hot hand. The Padres, you're right, have been meh lately, but Kelly, 2.78 FIP over the last 5 with a 26% K rate. Plus, he's done very well versus the Padres. 111 plate attempts. They're hitting 214 against him. So, I don't mind it. The one thing is, like we talked about, it is warm on the West Coast. It is warm here in San Diego, so that does give a little bit of a bump to the old bats. But Kelly's been good. This low ownership, I like it.
Here we go. All right, let's take a look at our stacks for today. And the high-owned stacks. The field is going to Coors Field. No surprise here. They're going to the Brewers specifically. They are at Coors Field against the Rockies. It's going to be the righty Chad Kuhl for them on the hill. 5.19 ERA for him, 2.73 opponent average. Last game gave up 3 earned runs in 4 2/3 versus the Braves. He actually gave up 2 bombs in that one. Doesn't go too deep into games either. The Rockies' bullpen is not good. This bodes really well for the Brewers, especially given temperatures are hot AF in Coors Field for today.
Anytime we're in a Colorado game, obviously it's in play, especially when we have 90-degree plus temperatures there. So there is probably some offense. However, Chad Kuhl has been much better at home. We talked about this last week. We talked about it against the Braves. At home, 4.17 ERA and a 258 opponent batting average, whereas on the way he's a +6 ERA and almost a 300 opponent batting average. So he is better at home. Keep that in mind when you're building some lineups today. However, we do have a run total of 6. Mm-hmm. There is likely going to be some offense in this game. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Mm-hmm. So to go along with super high ownership, everybody's going to see those temperatures, see Colorado game, and hammer
So is
Milwaukee.
the ownership discouraging you from?
It might be a little too high for me.
All right.
Yeah, we are talking baseball here, where succeeding 30% of the chance of the time is really good. Mm-hmm. So if ownerships are also pushing 30%, I don't know if I can go there.
How about the Cubs going up against Reds righty Justin Dunn, who's got a 4.63 ERA and a 2.56 opponent average? Mm-hmm. We don't have a huge ton of information on him, but he has given up a home run in every game. He gives up a lot of bombs. Yeah. And I always talk about how I try to pick hitters that are facing Cincinnati just because they give up their bullpen gives up a ton of runs. So
yeah, if the wind was blowing out here,
you'd be all over it.
I would be all over the Cubs. And I still do like the Cubs, but a lot of the field's going here, and they are a cheap stack. And I think that's a big reason why. We just went over the high-owned pitchers. Everybody is pretty expensive. Even the low-owned guys that I like are also fairly expensive. So I think we may have to find some value stacks here. The Cubs are a decent one. Dunn, FIP of over 7 over his last 5 games, and he's allowing 42% fly balls and tons of barrel balls. So it makes sense why people want some Cubs bats in there.
Yeah. How about some low-owned stacks for today? We talked about trying to find some value. We can at least find a little bit of leverage with these low-owned stacks. Colorado, on the other side of that matchup, they are facing Brewers righty Brandon Woodruff, which may, deter people. However, 3.54 ERA, 2.29 opponent average, and last game was not good for him.
And we did call that one.
Yeah,
we
5 earned runs, including 1 home run in 5 2/3 against the Diamondbacks. You did, in fact, call that one, so not afraid to go after those Rockies bats today. Huh?
Yeah, and if Colorado is going to be low owned, I still like it. Woodruff hasn't been good lately. A FIP of 4.9 over his last 5. With 34% hard contact, games in Coors, we have 91-degree temperatures, and Woodruff doesn't have a good history in Colorado. Last 2 times he's gone there, gave up 5 runs and 7 runs. Didn't get deep into those games, so I don't mind going back to Woodruff.
Yeah.
Or picking on Woodruff, I should say.
It's like got shelled last game. Now he's got to go. Poor guy's got to go to Coors Field where it's 91 degrees, and good luck with that. Detroit Tigers are facing Angels righty Mike Mayers, and he just hasn't been good. 5.17 ERA, 2.58 opponent average. Last game versus the Yankees gave up 3 home runs, 5 earned runs in 4 innings pitched. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So not good. And even the Yankees, who at times feels like they can't hit their way out of a paper bag lately, they've gotten to him.
Yeah, it is Detroit, though. So it's not quite the Yankees offense here. But I mentioned,
you have to specify Yankees last, since the All-Star break.
Or minus Judge.
Minus Carpenter, too. Yeah.
But as I mentioned with the Cubs, we may need to find some value stacks today. And Detroit is one that I really like. Myers, 6.7 FIP, 41% fly balls, and 48% hard contact with tons of barrel balls today. Add in super warm weather in L.A., and I think Detroit makes a really interesting stat going way too low owned. All
right. So some good plays there for you in Daily Fantasy. Remember, all of that information, specifically the ownership, is available on the LineStar app. Make sure to lock that in, linestarapp.com. Our subscription at $19.99. Get it right now. The last day and 15 hours that you'll be able to lock in that $19.99 price. Prices will go up for football season. We've got a lot of new features that we're rolling out for football season, so you definitely want to lock that in right now at $19.99 a month. Now let's use the LineStar app to take a look at our sleeper picks of the day. Now for our sleeper pick of the day on DraftKings, it's going to be Cincinnati Reds bat TJ Friedl. He's going up against Chicago Cubs Wade Miley today. He's our value pick at $2,200 on DraftKings. Taking a look at his player card here. Oh, man, he put up 28 points a few days ago, so he's been putting up some solid numbers there. Got a 3-star alert on him. He is expected to be batting leadoff. This is a top 10% hitter versus lefty pitchers. 2.37 fantasy points per plate appearance. Now, he has scored 19 fantasy points per game the past 2 games, so you see the little fire emoji. Certainly like that. He's got some good splits as well. 318 average versus lefties. So, like those numbers, especially at that $2,200 price.
Especially the fire emojis.
Now, let's take a look at our FanDuel sleeper pick of the day, and it's going to be Angels Mike Ford going up against Detroit Tigers Eduardo Rodriguez. He's $2,100 on FanDuel, and he has a decent projection there. Taking a look at his player card, and we like that 4-star alert. Rodriguez, 232nd against lefty bats, giving up 2.6 fantasy points per plate appearance. Also, this is a top 5% hitter versus lefty pitchers with 4.68 fantasy points per plate appearance. We talked about how temperatures are warm on the West Coast. Angel Stadium is the number 5 most hitter-friendly park. So when it's warm, a little extra boost for those hitters. And $2,100. Can't go wrong with that price tag. Mike Ford.
No, I like it. I almost said we should stack Angels today. I was close.
All right. Well, we can find a little value. Get a flyer in there from the Angels. All right. That's going to do it for our sleeper picks of the day. You can check out the LineStarApp.com for all of the value picks we've got going for today. As Tyler mentioned earlier, a lot of the pitchers are pretty expensive for today, so a great tool to help you find those really nice value plays with your bats. Now it's time for our home run calls of the day. Who's going yard today? Tyler, who you got for your home run call?
I think you're going to like mine today. We are going Shohei Ohtani. We got lefty on lefty crime. In the last 20 games versus lefties, Shohei is hitting .474 with a .579 ISO. And Erod on the other side, allowing 55% fly balls. It's a nice recipe for a Showtime bomb.
There you go. Always good to go to Shohei. Get 2 over the weekend.
Yep.
Dude's crushing it.
He is.
Love to see it. I am going with Paul Goldschmidt as my home run call for today. Today, he's facing Nationals righty Paulo Espino, who has the 6th highest home run per 9 rate among all pitchers, minimum 90 innings pitched. Combine that with the fact that the Nationals bullpen gives up the highest home run per 9 rate in all of baseball. Really good odds for Goldie. I know he's been a little slumping lately, although slumping for Paul Goldschmidt is still better than average for any other hitter. And he's going for that elusive triple crown, just 2 home runs behind Kyle Schwarber, 1 home run behind Austin Riley. So he gets number 35 today to boost him to tied for 2nd place in that home run category, still leading in the other 2 categories for that triple crown. The elusive triple crown. So
he needs that Yankees ballpark to help him out a little bit.
Sure does. Now it's time for our prop bets of the day. Remember to play along with our prop bets contest. All you need to do is be sure you're subscribed to our channel, like this video, and comment below. All of our props are available on Underdog Fantasy. If you don't have that app already, the link is below. Make sure to download it so you can place your props there as well. Use the promo code LineStar, and new users who deposit at least $10 can get up to $100 matched. Use that promo code LineStar, and you'll also get 2 free months of LineStar right at the beginning of football season when you can use it the most.
Good time to get it.
Now, for our prop bets of the day on Underdog Fantasy. Tyler, where are you going with your prop?
I am going with a big-time prospect, Spencer Torkelson, over 0.5 hits. Myers has a 6.7 FIP and is allowing 48% hard contact. At minus 160, odds are just way too good. The value's way too good for Underdog, and I'm hitting that over.
All right. I am going with a hitter as well. Seth Brown of the Oakland A's over 0.5 hits. That is minus 170 on FanDuel Sportsbook. So you're getting great value on Underdog. Today he's going up against Braves righty Kyle Wright. He's a great pitcher. Brown has much better splits, though. He's a lefty bat going up against a righty. Much better splits against righties. And he's been heating up. 2 home runs on Sunday, plus he's got a 375 in the month of September. He's hit that 1-hit mark in 4 of the last 5. I think he continues that hot streak today and gets you that hit for our props today.
I like it.
Let's
do it.
Make sure to tail our bets, or you can fade us too, at the Underdog Fantasy app. Download that below. Again, the link is below to that. So that's going to do it for our On Deck podcast show for today. Good luck on all your daily fantasy. Make sure to tune in later today for our prop bets for football.
Yes, here it goes.
I want to lock those in. We're going to give you all of the props edge tools that you need that basically pick out the best bets in terms of value.
And for those that do not know, Prop Edge is our new prop tool that is coming out this week.
That's why you need to get LineStar. LineStarApp.com.
Big time stuff going on.
Lots going on this week, so we got to get back to work and start working on that stuff. But have a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys. Have a good one. Bye.